what you're going to do is meeting some of our beautiful birds of prey here at Warwick Castle. The birds might just land close to you. And if they do, please don't be tempted to touch them or stroke them. They simply don't enjoy it. Despite the fact that those birds you see here have been domestically bred, they haven't come from the wild. At heart, they're still wild birds. They don't want to frighten them or upset them in any way. It's a pleasure really to meet them. We'll start our presentation with Ernie. This is Ernie. And Ernie is a Barrow's eagle owl. Now, because he's an owl, of course, we've arranged to dim the light. I'd like to believe that we're going to get a shower at 4 o'clock this afternoon, according to the weather forecast. And you won't mind that, it's fairly good. Barrow's eagle owls come from sub-Saharan Africa. This particular bird was domestically bred in the UK. And he hatched out of the egg some 26 years ago. And it will surprise the ladies in the audience to know that I remember Ernie hatching out.
I'm over here.
In fact, you'll find it quite amazing to know that I was about 30 years old. Ernie hatched out the egg and
the weather that we had this morning has been like that for about 3 weeks.
but
Birds
we
don't
knew
like
they had
change.
a heart attack.
Hey,
And in order to achieve
never mind then. We'll be back in a minute.
is now current peaking slowly and rearing. You can see just how attentive he is. Using super sensors that nature has provided for him in order to keep his eye on the skewer. Here we go. Ernie catch. Now, as a wild bird of prey, the Barrow's eagle will be using these super sensors with superb eyesight and fantastic hearing in order to locate prey. And if you look at him closely, you'll see that he's got enormous feet. And that gets out with substantial jaws. And this enables, when he swoops down, to catch some quite large animals, including some of the small species of monkeys. Now, monkeys don't take well, to be quite honest, to be caught on love. They fight and bite back. And that's why Ernie here has a beak that many species of eagle would be proud of. He's got a terrifically strong beak that can deliver fantastic attack. The only problem we have here with Ernie is that he's become a grumpy old man. 26, to be perfectly honest. He is not old for an eagle owl of this size, but his attitude is quite often all wrong, and he fails to understand or appreciate what we want him to do and when we want him to do it. And sometimes he outright refuses to do anything, which is the nature of flying birds of prey. Just occasionally, what they want to do doesn't match what we want them to do. We're careful to orchestrate the presentations in order to match the bird's appetite. We mustn't make them too hungry, and we must make sure that they have an appetite ready for the presentation. They wouldn't, you see, do much moving about as wild birds. Barrow's eagle owls are well known for doing absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. There's a scientific study conducted on this species, and it found that for 95% of the day, Barrow's eagle owls did nothing. They barely blinked. Minimum effort, maximum reward. It's a real case of energy conservation. So this is an incredible workout for Ernie, and I'm guessing that sometimes he gets it. What we try to do is encourage him to show some of his natural skills. You've had a chance to see him up close now. Stuart's going to go a long claw.
Come on!
Get
halfway through the demonstration.
And once that's over, we're going to try and get him to do, I think, just one go today, Stuart. After this, just
He's
one
doubled
go
his normal lifespan in the wild.
Showing you some of his natural skills. And while, believe it or not, he'd be a predator, you might imagine that he would only be a predator of snails and slugs. I've already mentioned monkeys on his diet. Annoyingly for us, owls can turn their head through some 270 degrees. 360 if he's not careful.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Get ready.
Swoop in. The silhouette of a Levi like Ernie is created by a mass of super soft feathers. And despite the fact that he frequently squeaks at Stuart,
Yep. Very nice.
Oh my gosh.
he is in fact, the rest of the time, very quietly indeed.
I like it like this. Oh, whoa! Yeah, again.
Another one right there. Look at that.
Highlights
Little hop.
by
Right.
So what we're going to try and do now, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to try and show you Ernie moving at speed. Ooh! Oh, come on. We're going to try and show you Ernie moving at speed. And in order to simulate Ernie catching prey, Stuart is going to provide him with a little piece of food, and Ernie will sweep down out of his favourite tree at high speed. Having spotted the prey, he will dive for it. At the last moment, you'll see him throw his legs out with his super strong feet. Towards the reach, he will grab hold of his prey and squeeze it as if it were alive. Squeeze it to death.
I really want to
So, good. Is Ernie ready, please? Three, two, one. Away we go. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Swooping in and... I think
No, just like snap. Get it.
I think we'll probably leave it just there, if that's all right with you. And we'll pop him back, and of course, no matter how little he does, he still gets a good reward. We don't ever push our birds too hard. It's good enough for me, and good enough for them.
What's he doing?
And he will go back, and he'll get all his rewards, and then
Absolutely terrible.
Bring them back to the hut.
We'll actually get one after one. Because Ernie and the next species don't mix too well, to be perfectly honest. The next bird of prey we have to fly for you is the second falcon we've flown in the presentations today, and the fourth we've flown so far. And we fly birds offshore as well as in front of guests. This bird's called Simon. And Simon's wearing a very lovely hat on his head. I'm sure you can see that. It's a blindfold. It's full of blood and it stops him from getting frightened, excited or upset immediately before we leave back to life and energy. Now, because I've got a falcon on my glove and because the falcon's going forward and everything looks just right, you might imagine that I'm a falcon, but certainly I'm not. Falcon is a far more difficult pastime to pursue than leading presentations such as this. You see, to be a falconer, I would have to acquire a species of falcon best suited for my aims, and then I would have to tame it, train it to return, get it fit, and get it pursuing and catching live wild prey. That's falconry. So this isn't. It's not even a shadow on the good falconry. But it does give us the opportunity to get close to some of the birds. I'm going to take that hood off before he flies so you can see his way back. Simon's actually raring to go. He's been raring to go for the last 10 minutes. And not unusual for this bird to get particularly excited at this point. Make sure we've removed all his equipment. He's so desperate to go that that's making life difficult for me. And now I want him to feel that breeze under his wings. He's roused. That shaking of his feathers, he's had a technical term. We call that rousing. Now, falconers love to fill their lives with jargon. To keep people on the outside. Your job is to keep your eyes on the bird. Don't let that bird out of your sight. Unless, of course, he flies out of your sight.
I can still see him.
This is a combination of two species. This particular bird doesn't occur naturally in the wild. It's a combination of
What if he flies away?
which is the largest of these species of falcon available to us, and the Barbary, a little subspecies of terrible. Now, the difficulty is, of course,
I don't see it.
he's flown away. Say he's flown off. He's flown off.
What is that? A coconut.
When he sees this thing swimming around, the chances are little places in
Oh
there.
my god. It's just flying in.
Oh, crap. This that one. Yeah, I did that. Absolutely, I did that. Every day, twice a day, I wait for the audience to form, and then I whip out my load and swing it around. Simply, a leather bag with a piece of meat tied to it. It replicates a bird that Simon, the real Barbary, might fly after.
Oh!
It's called trooping through the world. And it's one of the ways
I think
in
it's
which
a
we
chicken.
can keep a falcon pet.
It's a chicken. He got it in.
Oh, that pass over your heads has just reminded me to make sure my third party insurance is up to date.
Yo! So close.
You can imagine that if a falcon misses its prey, and its prey will be other birds that will take in flight, if it misses its prey, then having made the effort to find it, it really wants to push that attack home. And you can see they're so agile and manoeuvrable in the air that they stand a jolly good chance about flying that prey. Well, they would do.
Huh?
But in level flight, many of the prey species that falcon of this size used to pursue are actually as fast if not faster. So the falcons press those advantages in order to catch their prey. That's a little bit worrying for those of you who just saw him bump into the tree, isn't it?
What do you think meat is?
I never saw that. I didn't really think that tree.
Did you see what it was?
No, it's probably chicken.
Oh my god.
Tell me again. And that was that. If you want to very cleverly to swung the brakes on, because you've turned his sails into the wind, hovered in the air, not hovering like a castle, just using that little breeze, and he got on top of me, he got it worked out. He's out of breath, a little bit embarrassed about his instinct. Getting ready to have his lunch. Now, a wild falcon, having caught its prey, would have to really think about what it's going to do next. because he's done hard work, but there's a whole host of baddies out there that might want to take his food away from him. Scavengers and predators. Scavengers that would just rob him. Predators that might try and make a sandwich out of him and his prey. Yes, you can have it. You don't need to play with that. You can't see over there, but he's playing with his lure at the moment. He's a jolly good thrashing.
It's a lab.
Okay?
Or donut.
Let's try this.
It's definitely a donut.
Good. So, leaving the lure and hoping to try and fix it exactly what I want him to do. I'm going to do this whole meal straight away. And in order to get me out of the way of the next two birds that are going to fly for you, I'll pop in a holding box. She's anticipating this. This is usually anticipating what's going on. Pop in there. Move out of the place and release the next two birds that are going to fly for you.
Just one. What's the other one? Just
I just young guest says it's a vulture. Not a bad guess, actually.
that eagle. I'm sorry.
Those of you who were on this afternoon lunch, those of you particularly
Where is it then?
the next two they are native species in the UK. Red price.
Now, when I was 18 years old, I was driving through mid-Wales.
Don't know why, I think I've got lost. Signposts run out. I don't know what I was doing. There I was in mid-Wales, and all of a sudden, above my head, there was a red kite. I knew exactly what I was looking at. I'd never seen one before, but I knew exactly what I was looking at because of the bird's shape. And I immediately stopped the car and got out to see my first red kite. Even though I've lived in the countryside all my life, I've never lived in an area where they occurred, because at that stage it was still quite rare. It was still quite unusual. But over the past 40 years, more or less, their numbers have been bolstered by release schemes.
I don't know that big.
In many parts of the country, and they, in many places, occur in flocks.
Well, it's not like cool in the air when you're down low, but when you get
Almost happy to live close to it. These two are flying probably at their best today just because of the breeze. They're having to flap their wings, which goes against their nature. And so we already mentioned the maximum reward, and they can't take this to the nth degree. So they're flapping their wings.
Oh, there.
Most of the time, they prefer to harness the energy of the breeze. Those broad wings are designed just to hold them aloft, and the long tail is their rudder, and this helps them. It's a terrific aid when you're flying around to be able to not only steer but put the brakes on out well. For those of you who are watching you fly this particular bird, the one that went over the river, you will have noticed that I think it was a duck, a moorhen or a coot dived out the way on the river, seeing the bird of prey coming close to it. Well, it's not nothing to worry about the size. You see, they're not really interested in prey of that size. In actual fact, they prefer the small things in life. Hence their wonderful ability to catch these little bits of meat that are thrown up in the air.
I can't.
The replication chasing insects. I'm sure in the next 30 or 40 years, many of us are going to get used to eating insects, but we prefer not to. But they can be bred in bulk and a good source of protein, and cats sure know that. What cats do is spend a long time, when the weather's right, and the insects are up in the air, spend a long time just circling around, catching one after another. Rather like enormous swifts or swallows. And that helps.
What's that like jingle? Whoa.
Nice one. Well, who's good? That was excellent.
I don't know.
I forgot to mention, often a good throw is followed by a bad one.
I think it was a worm.
And it's probably worked out that the birds are getting raw meat. In fact, they're getting chicken at this point. It's got some bones in it, it's got some feathers on it. It's a bit like having a burger from the castle. You know all the stuff's in there. That's what makes it tasty. But the kites love to eat some bits of chicken thrown out for them. So they're small feet are capable of catching insects and also small mammals. Mammals up to the size of a very, very young rabbit. Small birds are taken by kites. There's another habit they have though, which they sometimes exhibit here, and that's stealing food from one another. And if you steal food from somebody else's mouth in order to feed yourself, the behaviour is known as kleptoparasitism. And there are many, many of our guests in this audience who are kleptoparasites. You may have even exhibited the behaviour today. Those parents who've looked directly into their children's eyes whilst taking some food off their plate. And if you talk to the floor then, I'm not really a kleptoparasite. But it might have happened yesterday when you went out for a Valentine's meal. You can spot a kleptoparasite by listening to them. When you're out for a meal, listen to those couples sat together. They eat the wonderful starter and the fantastic maid, and it comes to the sweet. And the telltale sign of a kleptoparasite is the one that says, oh, there's such a variety on the menu. Let's have 2 different sweets and share. Share. You don't know the meaning of the word, let's have 2 different sweets and I'll eat one and you eat one. And I'll eat all of yours. Doing really incredibly well, and the breeze is taking them up, perhaps higher than we would expect at this point in the presentation. The older bird is teaching the younger bird what to do. We fly up to 20 kites here during the summer, and we fly the commonest species of bird of prey worldwide, the black kite, a close cousin of the red, and we fly a mixture of the 2 species each summer. The reason that kites have been successful throughout history is they can live alongside man. So not only can they eat small things, can they steal, can they predate, but they can also live in the sense of some of our largest towns and cities. During Shakespeare's day, it was not uncommon for red kites to visit the streets of London. And still,
it's small and now it's massive.
when you go into those towns on the Indian subcontinent and out to Asia, you see that close cousin, the black kite, wheeling around in the sky, sometimes coming right down to the streets and stealing from people's market stalls, and stealing food right out of their hands. There we go. What they're doing is utmost to bring this kite back, so we're keeping an eye out. There's a beautiful scoop coming in. Here we go. No, we don't. I hope you enjoyed meeting the birds of prey that we brought out for you here at Warwick Castle's Bird of Prey Flying presentation. Don't forget that the birds that you've seen here are domestically bred. All wild birds of prey are protected by the law. And we would encourage you not to keep birds of prey yourself. It takes an awful lot of time and patience and dedication in order to produce well-trained birds. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your stay here with us. Good afternoon.